Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I was prepping and I lost track of time. Let me just get my computer going here. There I am. Going here. Okay. Hi there. My name is Wendy Keys Turnbull, and I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Boy, that was a mouthful. Today, we're going to do a Bottom Z Fold card. Hang on a second. I'm not very prepared because I have a very dirty sheet down. There we go. That's still dirty, but it's not as bad as it was. So, okay. So, we are going to make a Bottom Z Fold card using the Happy Hedgehog stamp set. And I'm going to do it, I have the sample all made up, but I'm going to do the new card differently. I'm going to use different colors. Hi, Deb. Nice to see you here. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and switch right down to my desktop and get started because I'm trying to keep these under an hour, as far under an hour as I can. So here we go. Let me just switch you over here. Let's see what we get here. See if I can keep everything within range. Okay, so this is the card we're making, and you'll notice that I didn't put any sentiments on this at all. I just made this up this morning. So this is with the Happy Hedgehog set, which also comes with a Hedgehog Builder Punch. So that's what I used for these. I'm going to do something a little bit different with that today too. Okay, I'm also going to be using sentiments from the Sentimental Swirls and the Garden Birdhouses. I'm going to use Birthday Wishes for You. So that is that. Okay, for this one, I used Crumb Cake card base, and I used the Rings of Love paper from the Celebration catalog. And this is all Rings of Love paper. It's 3 different prints from the Rings of Love paper. And then I used, I don't think that's basic gray, smoky slate. Okay, before I forget, here is the host code for another week, 2 weeks actually, till my next class. And remember that the Celebration and the current mini catalog are current. That makes sense, huh? Okay, and I will post a link for shopping when I get all done. Let me push that up there. All right, so for this one, it's going to be the same, similar to this, but a little bit different. And I'm going to wing it a little here too. Make up my mind as I go along. But I'm going to use Petal Pink card base and a soft suede band on the bottom. I've cut them, but I haven't scored them yet. So, hi Sherry, you're welcome. I'm glad you got it. Good, good. Okay. Hopefully my phone will behave itself while we're on. I have it plugged in so it can't run out of battery. Okay, so I want to get that cutting mark out of there. Or blade. I just want the scoring blade. I don't know about you, but I've made many mistakes where I have accidentally cut when I wanted to score. Hopefully my sound will be good today too. Okay, so this is an 8.5 inch by 5.5 inch bait card base, the standard. We're going to score it at its standard 4 1/4 in the center. And then we are also going to score it at 2 1/8. 2 1/8. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for the band. It's 8.5 by 2. We're going to score it at 4 1/4 and 2 1/8. There we go. So this is going to fold like this. And this one is going to fold the opposite way. Let me get those burnished. Okay. Then I need these papers. So this one is 5 1/4 by 4, your standard mat size, and that's going to go back there. And then this one is 5 1/4 by 1 7/8 that I'm going to put on the front here. And then inside, I'm using a different print, and I'm using 5 1/4 by 1 7/8 also. So that's how those will be. You won't see the two prints together there, but you will. This is going to be on the bottom. So hopefully it's not too loud. It's an experiment. We'll see. All right. I feel like I need to zoom out a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. All right. I really like this side, but the yellow background kept me from using it because I didn't have any others that had that kind of background. So yesterday I got cleared to use a cane instead of a walker. And today I saw the doctor and I got cleared to take a bath and go in my swimming pool. I'm very excited. My hip and my low back have been really achy because I'm overcorrecting for my knee. And I knew that a bath would make me feel better. And sure enough, I took a nice long hot bath and I felt so much better when I got out of the bath. So I'm just waiting for them to tell me that I can drive again. The doctor told me that it's up to the physical therapist. The physical therapist told me I should call my doctor and ask if I could drive earlier. So I will talk to her again on Thursday when I see her. The nurse practitioner, physician's assistant that I saw said that she would recommend that I wait full 6 weeks. It's been 4 weeks as of yesterday. So that I have the strength behind. So if I had to slam on the brakes, I need to have the mobility in my knee and I need to have the strength to be able to slam down on the brakes. And right now, my knee, whoops, oh well, my knee will only push 19 pounds. So on my right leg. Today I also had a cortisone shot in my left knee, so that's going to help because then I won't have the pain in my left knee while I'm trying to compensate for the right knee. Okay, so that's that part. So it looks, you just see those colors there. Now this one's going to go on this way, and I'm going to put this on first. I wanted to use the DSP, the Designer Series paper that had petal pink in it, so that it would go with the card base. Okay, and then I'm going to do this and this. So I'll put these on now, and then I'll put this on there, and then we'll do what we need to do to the white pieces. Go from there. I got this, the directions from this on Pinterest from, oh shoot, I didn't write it down. Patty B, I think it was. Patty B Designs or something like that. I will give credit in the, yeah, when I go to post the link and everything, I'll make sure that I put the credit in for who I cased this from. It's always good to give credit where credit is due. And I know there's a lot of other people out there that have also done this. So now I only want tape on the part that's going to be on this flap. So I'm going to line this up here just to be safe. And I'm going to draw a line there just to make sure that I don't get tape where I don't want it. Okay. So that's going to go here, right up against it. You could even put it a little higher if you wanted to, but I want it right flush with the bottom of the card. Whoops. And then this one is going to go right along this edge. Sorry, I'm probably out of view here. Let me get that off of there so it doesn't, well, I'll just fold it under. Okay. There we go. And there we have it. It might be a little busy. Well, we'll see when I've got it all done. Okay, so here is where I'm going to put to you. Got to figure out where I'm going to put happy birthday on the outside. See this part here? I'm going to do that in basic white. Maybe I'll put the birthday wishes up there. So, all right, let me go ahead and cut that out. Using my mini. Wonder where everybody is tonight. Remember, if you're watching, to leave a comment, any comment, even if it's just hi, so I know that you're watching so that I can include you in my drawing, which I will do tomorrow night. For anybody who has watched during the live or within 24 hours of the live. Okay, so here we go. And I've got these choices. I'm actually going to put the mushroom here. So, or maybe, I gotta think about this. So maybe I'll put the mushroom here instead of the tree. I can use a little butterfly or the bird and put him here, or her. It's going to be a her actually, and then put this one here. I think that's what I'll do instead of the mushroom. Oh, but I already have the mushroom out. Nope, you know what? I'm going to do it just the way the other one was because I want to show you I'm going to use the soft pastels. And I hope they're still in the catalog. I should probably look, huh? Just to be sure before I start. Colored pencils. Maybe it would be somewhere around the colored pencils. Yes, they're still here. Good. Okay. Don't want to use anything that's retired if I can help it. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the tree on here. And I'm going to do the tree in early espresso. Just fits on there. There we go. I know what I forgot to get out. That's all right, I've got it right here. So I need a piece of soft suede and a piece of petal pink to make my little hedgehog. I think that will work. Yes, it will. Okay, and petal pink. That's not big enough. Let's use a big one. Okay. All right, let me just clean this off real quick. And then we'll do there we go. Oops, let's get it off the block too. Okay. And then we'll do the mushroom on the little square here. There's the mushroom. Also doing that in early espresso. Okay. And then here, we're going to etch this in early espresso. I know I use soft suede paper, but I wanted a darker brown to do my stamping in. So, oops, got my yucky fingers on it. And we will use petal pink to put for you. It's going to say birthday wishes for you. All right. Over here I have a little, I really need to clean my acrylic blocks. What a mess. Okay. And I think I'll put it down here and put butterfly with it. That's kind of light. It'll work. Okay. So that was from the Sentimental Swirls die set, the For You. And the Birthday Wishes is from the Garden Birdhouses. I use this a lot. I really like this set. Okay. That is a really dirty stamp. Go ahead and do that in Petal Pink too, I guess, because it's, I don't know, I might have to see if it'll fit here. Yeah, close enough. Close enough for me. I am not a perfectionist. Okay, now we're going to color these using the pastels. I don't use the pastels often enough, and I thought it would be a good idea to use them tonight. Hi, Gina. Good to see you here. Okay, so now you'll have to bear with me because I'm pretty much blind, and in order to color these little tiny things with these great big crayons, as we used to call them, I am going to have to get this light right down in here so that I can see what I'm doing. So it's going to probably be pretty bright. Okay, so I have, that's like a granny apple green, which is this pastel. And then this yellow is kind of like crushed curry. So that's what I'm going to use for the flowers and the leaves on this tree. So first I'm just going to color in the green grass, and I'm putting a little bit of color on each one, not really coloring the whole thing in, just kind of getting a little bit of color on each one. And since I don't have the proper tool to do what I want to do with this, I'm going to create my own tool. First let me get the flowers. They're going to need an inside color, and there is no pink here. So I'm going to use the red, which I think is supposed to be Poppy Parade, and I think it's similar to the red in there. So I'm going to make the blossoms and the flowers petals yellow, crushed curry. There's also a Daffodil Delight in there. Oops, I see I missed that leaf again. I missed it on my sample too, and I had to go back. Okay. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing. I think you can. Okay. Get a little bit on each petal and on each bud. It's hard to see that you're getting into them if you're blind like me. Can't wait for my eye appointment again to say, okay, they've got to have changed this time, because they keep telling me they haven't changed much and that it's just my aging eyes. Just love hearing that. My eyes are aging. I'm getting old. Okay, so a little bit of that Poppy Parade sort of red in the middle. Doesn't really matter if I go over. I think I might put a little Poppy Parade on that bud too. Okay, so now what I did was I took a piece of cardstock and I rolled it into a tip. All right, and that's what I'm going to use to spread this throughout each leaf. A little bit easier to see what I'm doing with this. There are tools for this. I just don't happen to have one. So today I was thinking, what could I do instead of that? And I thought, oh, I can just make my own. So here I am. And I wish that I had a brown to color in the tree itself, but unfortunately there is no brown in these. So just do this. And actually maybe I'll grab, well, my colored pencils are in a bin for this weekend's card class, so I'd have to really dig for that, but maybe I'll just grab a brown marker and do that. Okay, whoops, let's get a little more in the peaks of these. Okay, now, how do we keep this from getting all dusty and running and smearing all over the place? I have a little trick for you, and I've only tried it once, so let's hope it works, but hang on, let me, so sweet, okay. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about using marker when I used the pastels, but we'll just, oh, and this marker is very dry. I'm gonna have to go through all my markers and refill them, I think. Did you know that you can refill these? So you just take a pair of tweezers. Yeah, I suppose you could use pliers, but be gentle. Take a pair of tweezers, and you can pull off either end. Actually, it's easier to pull off this end because you just grab onto the nib, pull it out, and then you just use your re-inker to put drops of ink inside of the pen and then put the nib back in. I try to do it on both ends, really, because I don't know what happens in the middle. So that will be something I will do later. Got it all over my fingers now. Okay, that makes me happy. That's a little bit better. I just wipe my fingers so I don't, at least I'm not bleeding this week. Okay, so the trick, cheap hairspray. You just do a little bit, and that sets your pastels. Okay, now I'm going to do my mushroom. I'm going to do my mushroom in, let's see. Well, we'll put a little green around the grass, of course. And I think, all right, let's do the mushroom yellow this time and the spots red. So I'm just going to try and get a little bit around the spots, and it's okay if I get it on the spots because I can cover that up with the red. But I want a little bit something different there. I'm going to put, well, first let's do this. Where'd my little thingy go? There it is. Let's rub this all in first. I'm just going to go ahead and go over the spots and then put the red on top of it. And I got a little bit out of line. Oh well, that's okay. I'm going to put a little bit of red underneath, a little bit of red down one side, and then we're going to get all our little dots here. Okay, use my little nib again, rub some of that in. I'm not too worried about the dots. They could just stay the way they are. It needs more color. I am going to put, this. We're going to put this, in here. It just needs something else. Okay. Psychedelic mushroom. All right. And then I also want to edge this in the brown like I did the other one. Probably should wait till it's dry, but I'm an impatient person. Okay. And on here, I want to put a little butterfly. Do I want the little butterfly or the little bird? Let's see. If I'd put that up in the corner, I could have put the little bird down there. I guess it's the butterfly. All right, so we're going to put the butterfly here, like so. So all right, I'm going to make the butterfly brown. Oh, I like that. Okay, so this one is going here. There we go. This one, which is still a little damp from the hairspray. here. That actually goes really well with that. And this one, now again, I only want tape on the portion that's going to be on the front flap. So what I did on the other one was I just kind of went underneath it like this, and probably about there. Okay. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to use tear and tape or glue for this. I just got my dirty thumb on there. Oh well. And I kind of want this to be centered on the whole front of the card. So it's kind of centered. Let's see, make sure I didn't get any tape. Perfect. Okay. So now we just need to do our little hedgehog. And I don't need these anymore, so let me put these away. Okay, so our little hedgehog is on my desk somewhere. Let's put the butterfly away. There he is. All I had to do was pick up the stamp set, and there he was. Okay. So what I need to do is I'm going to stamp him on this, and I want to make sure I get him where I can put him into the, so I want him on this side. I'm going to stamp him in early espresso over here, and then I'm going to stamp him again on the soft suede in early espresso. I only want his back. All right. So here we go. And then I did it on the wrong side. All right. Good enough. There we go. Get him in there. Get him centered. There we go. And then I did this one wrong too, of course. No, that's not going to be enough. Okay, here we go. Now this is going to be a little harder to get in. Let me get my take your pick tool so I can move them around. Gotta get them in. There we go. Get his ear lined up there. The rest of his body lined up. I think that's about right. There we go. Okay, so this is going to go on here. I see that I didn't quite get the ear right, so I'm just going to trim that little bit of ear so that his little pink ear can show through. Her little pink ear can show through. Okay, and on the other one, I popped the back, but I don't really like that. So I'm going to put the back down flush, and I'm going to pop the whole thing. Okay, I think this would be easier with glue. Hi, Bev. Nah, well, it's almost the end because it's going really fast, but that's okay. You can watch the rerun or the replay. How are you feeling? I hope that your recovery is quicker. They say the second knee is always easier, but it has been a long time since you had the first one done, so who knows. Okay, so here's my cute little guy. Now, girl, now I have somewhere right here. I want to put a bow in her hair, so I want it to be a pink bow. So I'm going to use this twine, which I know there's a white twine in the catalog, so I just grabbed a white twine and don't know precisely which one it is. And I'm just going to color it with the marker. And I don't want it to be perfect. I just want it to have some pink on it. I'm going to give myself enough room to make a bow out of it. make it longer and then trim it. See here, the other side. Okay. Make my 2 little rabbit ears. I better make them bigger than that. Make my 2 big rabbit ears. Bring it through. Okay, now just make them smaller. I want it to be really tiny. I want it to just be a little bow in her hair, like right there. So make it super tiny. And because it's so tiny, I'm not going to use a glue dot. I'm going to use a tiny little dab of glue, and that's also going to keep the knot from untying. So put it right here above her ear. Oh, that's too much. Hang on. Let's get a little bit of that off of there. There we go. Okay. Put that right there. Oops. That was good. There we go. How cute is that? That's pretty darn cute. Okay, and these. Good, I'm glad it's going okay. I feel like I'm finally making progress. I'm actually using she put me on the exercise bike at physical therapy yesterday, and I happen to have a recumbent exercise bike at home, so I put myself on that yesterday 3 times, and today twice so far. All right, she's gonna go right there. So we have birthday wishes for you. And there's not a lot of place to write a note, but you could sign it here, or you could even put a white piece right here to write on so that it doesn't show when it's closed. Let me see if I can get that thumbprint off of there. Probably not. Nope. One other eraser I can try. I just did a little bit. And you'll see that nothing's coming off of the card after I used and like I said, cheap hairspray. Cheap hairspray works better than expensive hairspray when you're doing something like this. So just spraying the pastels kept them from smearing and running. Of course, this ran because I made a mess of it while I was coloring it, but that's okay. So that's that card. Here was the original sample. And I did not spray this, and you can see that it does smear. I did spray this one, and that does not smear. And I will probably put a little note there. Use that card, but here we go. Birthday wishes, and for you. All right, and I can see a couple other spots that could use a little cleaning up, if I can do it. Got tape right there. Boy, I'm sloppy tonight. Thanks. I like the card too. Like I said, I got it from somebody. I think it's Patty B's Creations or something like that. I will look it up and I will post it in case you want to go and watch her video. She actually used this same stamp set. It was funny. I actually was looking at Pinterest for ideas for this stamp set. And that's when I came across her Z Fold. All right. So, wow, look at that, 7:37. That's about what it took last week too, was just 40 minutes. Okay, so let me flip you back and talk to you for a couple of minutes. Ready? Oh, there I am. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching me tonight. I am going to make sure to do this every Tuesday night now. Again, I'm feeling so much better that I think I can get it in every Tuesday night. So, not sure what I'll be doing next week. If you have ideas that you'd like to see me demonstrate, please just drop me a line. I'd be happy to demonstrate anything that anybody comes up with. My next card class is August 13th, 14th, and 12th, 13th, and 14th, whatever that Saturday, Sunday, and Monday is. If you are a regular attendee or if you want to be an attendee, just let me know. You can drop me a line on my Facebook, Wendy612 at frontiernet.net, or just drop me a note here and I will make sure that I add you to the list. Actually, I could show you the cards that we're going to make. Yes, I'm going to put you back down to the desk and I'm going to show you the cards that we're going to make. Hang on. Okay, so I wasn't really feeling up to making samples until the day before yesterday. So I got them all made in the last 2 days, basically. Let's see, that's 3. Here's 4. It's exciting, isn't it? Looking at my desk. Well, at least those cards are there for you to look at. Okay, so get those out of the way. So this is the first one I made. Kind of boring, but kind of cute. Oops, I'm the worst. So sorry. I figured this could be a belated birthday card. And I used the Quatrefoil embossing folder, and I used it on the little circles as well. So that's the first one. The next one, this one is using, yeah. This is the set that we used. Let me see what it's called here. Nope, that's not it. Let's see, way down here. Nope. Oh my goodness. Well, anyhow, it's using a set with a lot of different fronds and things. And those of you who are demonstrators, this is the one that we used for the Creativity Now thing that they did last month. So that's the set I'm using. So that's that one. And I did ignore this. I got something on the back of the card and it bled through. But so that's the next one. Then I thought we could do something a little bit masculine, not necessarily masculine, but a little bit. So this is wishing you everything wonderful, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. So I like how this one came out a lot. And then this one, you really are the best. Love you a ton. And again, I'm going to make this a birthday card and it's going to say happy birthday afterwards. I am changing this up a little because I used the Flirty Flamingo colored pencil and the Melon Mambo colored pencil. I didn't really feel like the Blushing Bride pink went with it. So when you make them, you'll be using Flirty Flamingo here instead of Blushing Bride. So it won't, and again, here it will be Flirty Flamingo. So it won't be clashing quite so much because I feel like those colors are clashing. And then last but not least, our Technique card. And this card, whoops, I made a mess. This card is using, they call it the braided technique. It's not really braided, it just kind of looks neat. So that's the technique that we'll be learning. And that, again, is a happy birthday card because, like I said, I need lots of birthday cards. So those are the cards that we'll be making on August 12th, 13th, and 14th. Let's see. 4th is Thursday, 6 plus 7. So it's 13th, 14th, and 15th. So those are the cards that we will be making then. I hope that you can join us. I'm going to switch you again. I love my workshops. They're a lot of fun. Then in September is the big annual Christmas card workshop buffet where I will be creating 20 samples. I have so many Christmas sets back here. I'll be creating 20 samples, and usually I let you pick how many of which ones you want to make and which ones you don't want to make. But because of my recovery and everything, I think it's just going to be easier this year for me to make. Everybody's going to do one of each. And you can do extras of them if you want for an extra fee. Last year, I think it was $3. It might be $3.50 this year because prices went up. I'm not sure. But you'll make 20 cards. You'll spend the whole day. We'll have lunch. I also have my retired product sale that day. And you'll come in, when you first come in at 10 in the morning, you'll have time to shop and buy what you want. And they're really low priced. And then whatever's left over, I will raffle off during the workshop throughout the day, and everybody will go home with something extra for free. Just because if I have them in the bin that I want to get rid of them, I want to get rid of them. So I'm going to let you take them home and try to get rid of them. No, but there's a lot of neat things this year, and I've already pulled a lot of things I have to go through, but I'm getting set to get started on that now. So Demo Stampin' Write markers. Yes, I would be happy to do that. I have the great big set, so I'll do something next week with Stampin' Write markers. Let me make myself a note about that, Deb. Okay, put it on this. Demo Stampin' Write markers. Okay, I can do something with that. Yes, absolutely. Okay. If you have any questions about the Christmas card class, and that is September 10th, it's the only time of the year that I play Christmas music the only day of the year that I play Christmas music other than between Thanksgiving and New Year's. So, okay. So if you're coming to the workshop on the 13th, 14th, 15th, please let me know what day you'd like to come. I also have a to-go option. If you're not in town, if you're not in state and you're interested in making the cards, I will prep things for you. I will give you a set of directions and you will just use what you have at home to complete the cards. So, and that cost is $20 to make the 5 cards. Plus shipping for to-goes, or $25 order from the catalog will also get you the set, the to-go kit for free, or the class for free. So, and if you are a member of my team, which I now have 5 or 6 under me. Gosh, I'm losing track. That's a good feeling. You only have to pay $10 to attend. So, okay, I'm going to let you all go and have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend, and I will see you all next Tuesday. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.